What's going on, everybody? So I'm here today to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars hiring Urban Meyer. Now, this rumor started up a couple of weeks ago, and to be honest with you, I didn't think there was a lot of validity behind it. Urban Meyer's name has been mentioned when NFL positions become available for the last 10 years, and nothing ever comes of it. In fact, it's like you hear it for a couple of days, and then that's the end of it. But this time it never died down, and sure enough, it was announced today that that's what's going to happen. He's taking the job, and I believe they're going to pay him about $12 million to be the head coach. Jacksonville's going to get the number one pick in the draft. It's expected that they'll take Trevor Lawrence. The other thing is Jacksonville has a ton of cap space, so Urban should have the ability to go out and get different players and bring into the organization to help fit the scheme offensively and defensively that he wants to run. Now, we know nothing about who he's interested in hiring. I have heard rumors about possibly going after Charlie Strong. I don't know how true that is, but that would be interesting. So my question to you is, how do you feel about it? Do you think this is a good hire? Do you think it's going to work out? It remains to be seen. Now, Urban's college coaching record, holy cow. It doesn't really get much better than what he's done. I think he's like 187 and 35, about an 85% winning percentage. Even in bowl games, big games, he's 12 and 3, and he's won 3 national titles. Whether he's going to Bowling Green, Utah, Florida, or Ohio State, he's been able to win. The one thing we do know is college coaches, the success they have in college historically has not transitioned over to the NFL. There's been lots of coaches that are great college coaches that for whatever reason, it just doesn't work out in the pros. Nick Saban, Steve Spurrier, Chip Kelly. And then on the flip side, you've got NFL coaches like Jim Harbaugh. It just hasn't seemed to work out in the college ranks. So a lot of times they just don't go back and forth like you would expect. Now, it's not always the case. Jimmy Johnson, Pete Carroll, they seem to make it work, but those are really the only two that I can think of off the top of my mind. Now, what's my opinion of this hire? I think it depends on a few things. First thing it depends on is time. How much time and patience is the Jacksonville Jaguars willing to give Urban Meyer? Look, he's inheriting a team that's not very good. He's inheriting a team that doesn't have a lot of talent. So how much time are they going to give him to build up that team? If you remember Jimmy Johnson, when he took over the Dallas Cowboys, his first year he won 1 game. The next year they made the playoffs. The year after that, I believe, they went to like the conference championship, and then they won the Super Bowl. So it didn't take them long, but is Jacksonville willing to give him that same amount of time? And when you're paying somebody $12 million, usually patience isn't there. Fan bases, they want to win instantly. The organization wants to win instantly. The media, any sign of disaster, they're going to jump all over it. So how is that going to go? The other thing is, how is he going to fill that quarterback position? Now, like I said, it's expected that they'll probably take Trevor Lawrence. But as we've seen, successful coaches typically have the quarterback position solved. Ask yourself this: where would Bill Belichick be without Tom Brady? Where would Pete Carroll be without Russell Wilson? Where would Sean Payton be without Drew Brees? Nick Saban said once that had they had taken Drew Brees in Miami over Dante Culpepper, that he might not even be with Alabama right now. He might still be in the pros. So squaring up that quarterback position is absolutely key for Urban, and we'll see how I would expect Trevor works out. The other thing is changing his offense. Now, anybody who knows Urban Meyer knows that he loves that quarterback zone read stuff. Look, that's not going to work in the NFL. Okay? unless you have some sort of revolutionary player like a Lamar Jackson, somebody like that, and even then, it's not a guarantee that it'll work. A lot of times, it doesn't work out because NFL defenses, they adapt so quickly, and when you get game film on somebody, like what worked the year before rarely works the next. So he's going to have to, in my opinion, change the way he calls his offense. So he's going to have to get the right offensive coordinator in there. And I know he's going to be calling plays, but he's going to have to get the right offensive coordinator in there to help him along that way. So getting personnel on the defensive side of the ball is equally important. The other thing is his relationship with the players. Look, you are no longer the big fish in the pond anymore. Okay? This is not college ball where you're running the program and you're calling the shots. You're going to have people on your roster who make millions of dollars that make more money than you. And if that GM wants that player playing, depending on what kind of control he's given you, you're going to have to deal with that. You're going to have to deal with contract holdouts. You're going to have to deal with the salary cap. You're going to have to deal with more parity in the NFL, which you don't typically see in college. See, my thing on Urban is Urban jumped in the SEC at Florida when the SEC was kind of down. As soon as Nick Saban came in there and there was a little bit of parity, Urban left. Now, I know the medical issues. Regardless, he left. He goes over to the Big Ten. The Big Ten is down, 100% down. However, Ohio State still out-recruits everybody. He goes in there, wins automatically. Things start to go down. He starts to have a little bit of, I wouldn't say much of a drop-off, but, the accusations of the whole Zach Smith thing came up. He was suspended for a few games. More medical issues arrived. So you're going to have more problems, I believe, in the NFL, and you're going to how are you going to handle those problems? So your success is going to depend on that. All that remains to be seen. How it's going to go, I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But I'd really like to hear, if anybody's watching this video, what you think. Do you think it's going to work for Urban, or do you think he's going to be out of the Jacksonville job, say, within 3 years? Let me know what you guys think. Later.